Hello and welcome to Free Sample of the Week. The Crowhill company have just dropped their latest freebie. It's lo-fi strings, part of their VAULTS series. Link is in the description if you want to download it. And this is how it sounds. So you've got control over the timbre. You definitely hear a bit more resin on that top end, and you've got control of the dropout as well. Not noticing too much difference with the dropout specifically. But then of course you've got filters as well, some dirt, which is quite cool actually. Which just thickens it up. We've got echo, which does exactly what it says on the tin, and then obviously splosh or reverb. It's exactly what it says on the tin, lo-fi strings, but in all honesty, I prefer strings more like this one, found strings. Now I did feature this last week in Free Sample of the Week, but they've now released a decent sampler version of this as well, so if you don't have the full version of Kontakt, you can now download this as well. Although I feel it sounds ever so slightly different in the decent sampler, but nevertheless, this is how it sounds in the decent sampler. Now you will notice I've turned it up by 10 decibels on the volume knob in the decent sampler, because that bottom end, even on 10, is a little bit too quiet to me, and the splosh, I feel, doesn't work as well as it should, because I am not noticing. But all that takes is an update to fix. If you do have the full version of Kontakt, I recommend that version. But nevertheless, this is a really nice free string sound. And personally, I prefer it to the lo-fi strings in VAULTS, but that's more my taste. Anyway, moving on to our next one. Phobos Canvas Essential Edition. These are some really cool sounds. Links in the description if you want to know more about the story of this. Essentially, what you're getting with this is some metallic bell-like sounds, what they describe as a Vulcan guitar, and some frame drums. And looking at the UI, you've got a nice little selection of articulations, and you can mix and match. I really like that feature, and it is broken down into long, shorts, and special. I do love this special sound. It's like a nice pluck. You can mix that in with some strings, it'll sound really cool. And the long sound, so this is the metallic bells long. Very atmospheric. I do wish you could edit the sounds a little bit more within the UI, but you do have a nice range, so that's that first sound. That's the Vulcan guitar, and then last but not least, you've got these frame drums. Really cool effect, and then of course you can mix and match. Again, I wish I could apply a bit more reverb specifically to that special to mix it in a little bit better. In terms of shorts, and then really you could turn both of those on. Weird and wonderful, I think is the best way to describe these. But a nice variety of sound. I just wish I could have a little bit more flexibility, mixing some more reverb and EQ on these individual sounds. Sadly, you cannot, but it is free. Right, moving on to our last freebie of today. Sadly, this one does require the full version of Kontakt, but it's one that I've been reaching for and using recently, and the UI is ever so slightly glitched. I have noticed they've been adding little improvements to Pianobook recently, which is really cool. Anyway, this is a very, very simple trailer ambient tools, but essentially you've got a couple of different pianos and then this guitar bow, and I just love the simplicity and the raw sound and just the ease of use of this. There's no UI really to it. This is the UI. There's nothing to it except an ambient knob, and this is specifically the trailer piano, but I just love the sound, especially on the low end. Very simple. You can pull the atmosphere back. Beautiful sound. Other ones you've got is trailer piano signals. It's a bit more ambient. But I find it's really effective if you actually dump both of them in and play them at the same time. Such a gorgeous and beautiful sound. Last but not least, we've got the guitar ebow, which is more of a, there's absolutely no settings on this, it's more just a atmospheric, texture-based sort of sound. Which again, mix it in with everything else. Just something I've been using and I thought would be worth mentioning. But again, yes, does need the full version of Kontakt. But that's been a free sample of the week. Let me know which has been your favourite down in the comments. But thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.